Have you ever wondered why that door suddenly closed in your life? Why that person left without explanation? Why that job ended just when you thought everything was alright? My dear Aquarian, I need to tell you something that will completely change the way you see everything that has happened to you lately. The universe isn't taking anything away from you. It's making space. You know that feeling of loss you've been experiencing? That emptiness that seems inexplicable? That's not the end of anything. It's the beginning of something so big, you can't even imagine it yet. Let me explain something important to you. When God, the universe, divine energy, whatever you prefer to call it, when that higher power decides to remove something from your life, it's not because you did something wrong. It's not punishment. It's not bad luck. It's protection. It's redirection. It's preparation for something much greater than what you lost. And Aquarius, you who have always been so ahead of your time, you who have always seen possibilities where others saw limitations, you more than anyone need to understand this now. Do you know what's happening to you right now? You're being prepared to receive blessings that no longer fit into your old life. Gifts that don't suit your old self. Opportunities that wouldn't work with the old version of who you were. That's why it all had to leave. That's why you had to go through this void. That's why you're here now, searching for answers, feeling that something big is coming but without knowing exactly what. And I'm going to show you exactly what the universe is preparing for you. Stay with me until the end of this video because what you're going to discover will make everything make sense. First truth. The emptiness you feel is sacred space being prepared. Aquarius, pay close attention to what I'm about to tell you, because it could change your entire perspective on what you're experiencing. That emptiness you feel in your chest, that feeling that something is missing, that space left after certain people left, after certain situations ended, that emptiness isn't a bad thing. That emptiness is sacred. That emptiness is purposeful. That emptiness was created with a very specific objective. Think about it. When you're expecting a very important visitor at your home, what do you do first? You clean. You organize. You get rid of everything that's old, broken, and taking up space unnecessarily. You prepare the environment so that this important person feels welcome. That's exactly what's happening in your life right now. The universe is cleaning. It's organizing. It's removing everything that no longer serves you, everything that's taking up space unnecessarily, everything that would prevent you from receiving what you truly deserve. And look how interesting. You, Aquarius, have always been known as the most detached sign of the zodiac. Haven't you? You've always had this ease of moving forward, of not clinging to the past, of looking to the future. But even you, with all this detached nature, are feeling the weight of this transition. Do you know why? Because this time it's not just about letting go. This time it's about complete transformation. This time the universe isn't just asking you to let go. It's preparing you to fly. Let me tell you something you may not have realized yet. Everything that has left your life lately, all those losses that seem so painful, so meaningless, they all had something in common. They were keeping you small. They were keeping you in a vibration that is no longer yours. They were preventing you from reaching the greatness that was always destined for you. That person who left, they wouldn't be able to keep up with you at the level you're about to reach. That job that ended, it didn't have room for your real growth. That situation that caused you so much suffering, it was blocking the path to something much better. And you know what's most beautiful about all this? You don't need to force yourself to fill this void. You don't need to run around looking for replacements. You don't need to despair thinking it will stay like this forever. Because this void is being filled right now, at this very moment, with new energies, with new opportunities, with new connections that are being magnetized into your life. You just need to trust. You just need to keep the faith. You just need to continue being the light you've always been. Look at this powerful thing. While you were busy worrying about what you lost, the universe was busy building what you will gain. While you were sad about departures, life was preparing arrivals. While you looked back with nostalgia, the future was being woven with golden threads especially for you. This is the secret that many people don't understand. Loss is not the end. Loss is the permission you give the universe to give you something greater. And you, visionary Aquarius, you who always dreamed big, you who always wanted to make a difference, you who always felt different from others, you are about to understand why. All this emptiness you feel now is the space being prepared for you to receive not only what you asked for, but what you didn't even know you could ask for. Not only what you dreamed of, but what was beyond your dreams. Not only what you deserve, but what your whole life has been waiting for you to be ready to receive. Second truth. The doors that closed were blocking the bigger doors. My dear Aquarian, now I need to tell you something that may seem difficult to accept at first, but that will set you free when you truly understand it. Those doors that closed in your face, those paths that suddenly became blocked, those opportunities that seemed perfect but didn't work out, none of that was an accident. None of that was bad luck. All of that was divine protection preventing you from entering through doors too small for the size of your destiny. Think about it for a moment. How many times have you persisted with something that wasn't working? How many times have you knocked on a door that simply wouldn't open? How many times have you prayed, asked, begged for something to work out but it simply didn't? And at the time it seemed like a tragedy, didn't it? It seemed like life was being unfair to you. It seemed like you were being punished for something you didn't even know what it was. But now, looking back, can you see that many of those doors that didn't open actually saved you from paths that weren't meant for you? Aquarius, your nature is one of innovation, revolution, and breaking patterns. You weren't born to enter through ordinary doors. You weren't born to follow the paths everyone else follows. You were born to open new paths. And sometimes, for you to understand this, the universe needs to close all known doors. It needs to leave you in a moment where it seems there's no way out. Because it's precisely at that moment that you discover you can create your own door. That you can invent your own path. That you can be a pioneer of your own journey. But there's more. You know those doors you managed to open, those places you managed to enter. But after a while you realized it wasn't your place? Those environments where you always felt out of place, as if you didn't really belong there? Those situations where you needed to diminish yourself to fit in, where you needed to hide parts of who you really are to be accepted. Those doors are closing now. And thank God for that. Because something bigger is coming, my dear. Opportunities are coming that don't need you diminished, that need you whole. People are coming who won't ask you to change, who will love you exactly as you are. Situations are coming where you won't need to pretend, where you can be authentic, true, free. A space is coming that was tailor-made for you. And that space wouldn't fit if those old doors were still open. Let me explain something you may not have realized yet. Every time a door closes in your life, it's not just that specific door that's closing. It's an entire path. It's an entire reality. It's a whole version of your life that wasn't ideal. The universe doesn't work halfway. When it decides that something is no longer for you, it closes everything related to it. It closes the door, closes the windows, closes all access points. Why? Because if it left a gap open, you, with all your Aquarian stubbornness, would try to go back. You would try to force it. You would try to make something work that has already fulfilled its purpose and come to an end. And you know what's beautiful about that? It's that every door that closes leaves you freer, lighter, more available for the new. Because the new doors that are opening for you now, my friend, these aren't apartment doors. They're mansion gates. They aren't back doors. They're main entrances. They aren't hidden accesses. They are illuminated paths, paved with the blessings you've accumulated throughout this journey of persistence and faith. Third truth. The universe is replacing small people with divine connections. Aquarius, it's time for us to talk about people. About relationships. About the connections that broke and left you feeling alone. Because I know that you, despite being known as the most independent sign, despite always seeming to be fine alone, you also feel longing. You also suffer when people leave. You also wonder why that friendship ended, why that love didn't work out, why those people who seemed so important simply disappeared from your life. And I'm going to tell you a truth that might hurt a little at first, but it will heal you completely when you accept it. Those people who left your life, they weren't capable of keeping up with you and what's coming. It wasn't about them being bad. It wasn't about you having done something wrong. It was simply about vibration. It was about level. It was about mission. You are rising, Aquarius. You are evolving in a way that many people around you can't even comprehend. And the people who can't rise with you naturally fall behind. But look how beautiful this is. Every person who leaves makes room for someone better to enter. Every broken connection frees you for more genuine connections. Every disappointment you suffer with small-minded people brings you closer to finding great people. And when I say great people, I'm not talking about fame, money, or status. I'm talking about soul. I'm talking about people whose hearts are as big as yours. People who understand your mission. People who aren't afraid of your light. Do you know those people who always criticized you for being different? Who always tried to fit you into molds that weren't yours? who always made you feel like there was something wrong with you. They're leaving. They're being removed by divine force. Because you no longer need validation from those who don't understand you. You no longer need to prove your worth to those who have no eyes to see. You no longer need to explain yourself to those who have no ears to hear. And in place of those people, my dear Aquarian, comes your true tribe. Comes those who will recognize you without you needing to say who you are. Comes those who will support you without you needing to ask. Comes those who will celebrate your victories instead of envying them. Comes those who will cry with you when you fall and lift you up again. Comes those who were designated by the universe to walk beside you in this next phase of your life. Let me tell you a secret. The connections coming your way right now are on another level. They are people who are also on a spiritual journey. They are people who also understand energy, purpose, and mission. They are people who won't drain you but will add to you. They are people who won't diminish you but will expand you. They are people who were specially chosen to be in your life at this moment because you have something to build together, something to accomplish together, something to manifest together. And look how interesting. You who have always been so selective with your friendships, you who have always preferred a few true ones to many false ones, are being prepared to meet those who will be soul friends. They are not colleagues. They are not acquaintances. They are divine connections. They are people you will feel you know from other lives. They are relationships that will make sense from the first moment. They are bonds that will be easy, light, natural because they were woven by the universe itself. If you feel these words are deeply touching your heart, that these messages resonate with your current situation, then I need to ask you something. If you're not yet subscribed to this channel, please subscribe now. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos. And leave a comment below telling us where you're watching from. Write the city, the country so we can see how this message is reaching Aquarians around the world. And if these words are truly resonating with you, if you feel this message arrived at the right time, consider becoming a channel member. Your support helps us continue bringing these messages of light, hope, and transformation. Because the more people support us, the more videos we can make, the more Aquarians we can reach, the more lives we can touch. Now let's continue because there's much more powerful truth for you to discover. Fourth truth, your old dreams were too small. Aquarius, now I need to touch on a point that might be a little uncomfortable at first. You know those dreams you had? Those things you so desperately wanted to achieve? Those goals you pursued for so long? Well, I need to tell you that some of them were too small for you. They were dreams based on what you thought was possible, not on what is actually possible for you. They were desires created by the old version of who you were, not the version you are becoming now. And look, I'm not saying those dreams were wrong. I'm not saying you shouldn't have pursued them. I'm saying the universe has bigger plans. I'm saying that while you were focused on achieving what you thought was the ultimate goal, life was preparing to give you something beyond that. Something you didn't even know you could dream of. Something that will make you look back and think, thank goodness that didn't work out because this is so much better. Think about it. How many times have you prayed for something specific and not received it? How many times have you asked for things to be resolved in a certain way, and they were resolved in a completely different way? How many times have you wanted something very much that didn't come, but then something better came along? That's how the universe works, my dear Aquarian. Doesn't give you what you ask for. Gives you what you need. And what you need is always greater than what you ask for. You who have always been visionary, you who have always seen beyond what others see, you who have always had revolutionary ideas and thoughts ahead of your time, even you have limits to your imagination. Because you are still human. You are still limited by your experience, by what you have already lived, by what you have already seen. But the universe has no such limits. The universe can dream bigger than you, can imagine better than you. It can create possibilities that never even crossed your mind. And do you know what's happening now? The dreams that didn't come true, the plans that didn't work out, the paths that didn't open up. All of that is being replaced by an improved version. An expanded version. A divine version of what you wanted. It's as if you asked for a house and the universe is building a palace. As if you asked for a job and life is preparing a career. As if you asked for a relationship and destiny is bringing a soul connection. Let me explain it better. When you don't get something you really want, it can mean two things. Either it wasn't meant for you, or you'll receive it in a much better way than you imagined. And in your case, Aquarius, most of the time it's the second option. Because you're one of those signs that the universe loves to surprise. You're one of those who deserve positive plot twists. You're one of those that life likes to gift with wonderful twists and turns. So that job you couldn't get? It was so you wouldn't be stuck there when the opportunity of a lifetime came along. That person who didn't want to be with you? It was so you'd be free when the right person came along. That business that didn't work out? It was so you'd have the time and energy for the project that will truly fulfill you. That change that didn't happen? It was so you'd be in the right place when the right things started to happen. And the most beautiful thing of all, my dear Aquarian, is that the new dreams that are being born in your heart now, these are aligned with your true potential. These are the ones that truly reflect your soul. These are the ones that will challenge you, expand you, and make you grow in the way you need to grow. Because you weren't born to live a small life. You weren't born for mediocre achievements. You were born to revolutionize, to transform, to make a difference. And now finally you are ready for it. Fifth truth. The loneliness you feel is sacred and temporary. My dear Aquarius, I know you're feeling lonely. I know it seems like nobody understands what you're going through. I know that sometimes you feel like giving up, stopping trying, shutting yourself off completely. But I need to tell you something very important about this loneliness you're feeling. It's sacred. It's necessary. And it's temporary. Sacred solitude is different from abandonment. It's different from rejection. It's different from not being loved. Sacred solitude is when the universe places you in a cocoon, in a moment of pause, in a space of silence, so that you can transform yourself away from the eyes of others. It's when you need to be alone, not because nobody wants you, but because you are in a process of rebirth and this process needs to happen in private. Imagine a butterfly inside its cocoon. Is it alone there? Yes. But is this solitude good or bad? It's necessary. Because if someone tries to help the butterfly out of the cocoon before its time, if someone tries to break that cocoon to quickly end that solitude, the butterfly will die. Because it needs that time alone, that solitary effort to strengthen its wings. It needs that experience of breaking out of the cocoon on its own to be ready to fly. That's exactly what's happening to you right now. You're in a cocoon. You're in that moment of profound transformation where you need to be alone. Where you can't have other people influencing you, telling you what to do, pulling you in directions that aren't yours. You need this time with yourself to discover who you really are, without the masks, without the expectations of others, without external pressures. And look at this interesting thing. You, Aquarius, have always been a sign that values individuality. You've always been someone who needed space. You've always been a person who knew how to be comfortable with yourself. But now that ability is being taken to another level. Now you're not just being okay alone. You're rediscovering yourself alone. You're rebuilding yourself alone. You're preparing yourself alone for the most powerful version of who you can be. You know what else? This loneliness is acting as a filter. It's showing you who really matters. It's revealing who stays when things get tough. It's separating the true ones from the fake ones. Because it's easy to be by someone's side when everything is going well. It's easy to be a friend when there's a party, when there's joy, when good things are happening. It's difficult to stay when the person is in the desert, when they are in transformation, when they are in the process. And what about the people who stayed? The few who didn't abandon you during this difficult time? Those are precious, my dear Aquarian. Those are the ones who deserve to be in your life when things get better. Those are the ones who will celebrate with you when the blessings start to rain down. Those are the ones the universe has approved to walk beside you. But there's a very important detail I need to tell you. This loneliness is temporary. You won't be like this forever. You're not condemned to live alone for the rest of your life. You're just in a period of preparation, in a cycle of transformation, in a phase of renewal. And when this phase ends, when you emerge from this cocoon transformed, renewed, strengthened, the right people will start to appear. True connections will begin to form. New doors will begin to open. And you will look back and be grateful for that time alone. You will be grateful for having had that space to find yourself. You will be grateful for having gone through that desert that strengthened you. You will be grateful for having lived that sacred solitude that transformed you into the person you needed to be to receive everything that is coming. Sixth truth. Every pain is preparing you for a greater joy. Aquarius, now let's talk about pain. About suffering. About all those difficult things you've been going through that seem to make no sense at all. Because I know you're tired. I know you've cried a lot. I know there have been nights when you wondered if it was worth continuing. I know there have been moments when you questioned everything, even your faith. And I'm here to tell you that every tear you've shed is being counted. Every pain you've felt is being transformed. Every difficult night is being rewarded. Let me explain how the divine law of compensation works. In the universe, there is a perfect balance. There is a cosmic scale that is always balanced. And this scale works like this. The greater the pain, the greater the joy that follows. The deeper the valley, the higher the mountain you will climb. The darker the night, the brighter the dawn. There is no suffering without purpose. There is no pain that is not compensated. There is no tear that is not transformed into a blessing. And you, my dear Aquarian, you who have been through so much, you who have faced so many challenges, you who have endured so much pressure, you are accumulating cosmic credits. You are generating a divine debt in your favor. You are building a balance of blessings that will be paid with interest. Because the universe owes nothing to anyone. And everything you have been through, everything you have suffered, everything you have silently endured, will return to you multiplied in good things. Think about it. That betrayal that hurt so much? It's preparing you for a true love that will never betray you. That financial loss that almost destroyed you? It's preparing you for an abundance that will never end. That disappointment that broke your heart? It's preparing you for connections that will restore your faith in people. That humiliation you suffered? It's preparing you for a victory that will be public and unquestionable. But there's more. Every pain is also teaching you something. It's showing you something about yourself that you needed to discover. It's revealing a strength you didn't know you had. It's developing a capacity you'll need in the future. Because the universe doesn't waste anything. Every bad experience is a lesson. Every difficult moment is training. Every challenge is preparation for something that's coming. Do you know that sensitivity you developed because of the pain? You'll need it to help other people who are going through the same thing. Do you know that strength you were forced to find within yourself? You'll need it to hold on to the blessings that are coming. Do you know that wisdom that suffering brought you? You'll need it to avoid repeating the mistakes of the past when things get better. And look how beautiful this is. Pain is making you more human, more compassionate, more understanding. It's taking you out of superficiality and leading you to depth. It's making you value the right things. It's teaching you what really matters in life. It's showing you that happiness isn't in material things, but in inner peace, in true connections, in life's purpose. Aquarius, I'm not telling you that pain is good. I'm not romanticizing suffering. I'm not saying you should enjoy going through difficult things. I'm telling you that pain has a purpose, that suffering is temporary, but the lessons are eternal. That today's tears will turn into smiles tomorrow. That everything, absolutely everything you're going through, is part of a bigger plan that you can't yet fully see. And when joy arrives, my dear, and you can be sure it will, you will understand why you had to go through all of this. It will make sense. You will connect. It will reveal itself as part of a perfect design that was being woven all along. And you will be grateful. You will even be grateful for the pain. Because it brought you here. Because it transformed you into who you are. Because it prepared you to receive what you didn't even know you could receive. Seventh truth. Your gifts are being activated now. My dear Aquarian, the time has come to talk about something very special that is happening to you right now. Your spiritual gifts are being activated. Your natural abilities are being expanded. Your unique talents are being enhanced. And everything you lost, everything that was taken from you was necessary for this activation to happen without interference. Let me explain something important to you. Every Aquarian is born with special gifts. They are born with a special connection to the spiritual world. They are born with a unique sensitivity to energies, to synchronicities, to messages from the universe. But often these gifts remain dormant. They are hidden beneath layers of social conditioning, external expectations, and fear of being different. And for these gifts to truly awaken, a deep cleansing process is necessary. That's why so much had to leave your life. That's why you needed to go through this period of solitude, of emptiness, of questioning. Because each person who left took away a piece of conditioning. Each situation that ended removed a layer of illusion. Each loss created space for you to reconnect with your true essence. And now, cleansed of these external influences, free from these social pressures, you are finally able to access your true gifts. Have you noticed strange things happening lately? Stronger intuitions? Meaningful coincidences? Revealing dreams? Feelings that you know things without knowing how you know them? This isn't your imagination, my dear Aquarian. This is your gifts being activated. This is your spiritual connection being restored. This is you returning to who you truly are, to the powerful being you always were, but who is hidden beneath so many layers of falsehood. Aquarius is the sign of the water bearer, the bearer of the water of life, the one who brings knowledge and renewal to humanity. You are not an ordinary sign. You are not here to live an ordinary life. You are here to bring innovation, to break patterns, to open new paths. And to do that, you need to be connected to something greater than yourself. You need to be in tune with the universe. You need to be open to receiving divine guidance. And you know what else? Your gifts aren't just for you. They're for you to share. They're for you to use to help other people. They're for you to fulfill your life's mission, which is much greater than you imagine. That's why the universe is preparing you so intensely. That's why you're going through such a profound transformation. Because what's coming isn't just for your personal benefit. It's for the benefit of many people who will be impacted by your light. Think about it. Why do you think you've always felt different? Why have you always felt out of place in ordinary environments? Why have you always had thoughts that no one else had? Why have you always seen possibilities that no one else saw? Because you are different. Because you have gifts that most people don't have. Because you came with a special mission. And now it's time for you to embrace it. It's time for you to stop trying to fit in and start shining. These gifts that are being activated will manifest in various ways. It could be through an explosive burst of creativity that suddenly appears. It could be through innovative ideas that begin to emerge in your mind. It could be through an increased ability to help and advise people. It could be through a new magnetism that causes the right people to start being attracted to you. It could be through opportunities that appear out of nowhere, as if the universe were conspiring in your favor. And I need to tell you something. Don't be afraid of these gifts. Don't try to hide them. Don't try to diminish them so as not to bother others. Because the more you accept your gifts, the more you use your gifts, the more you share your gifts, the more they expand. The more they grow. The more they strengthen. And the closer you get to your true purpose in life. Eighth truth. The universe is rewarding you for your persistence. Aquarius, do you have any idea how many times you could have given up but didn't? How many times you could have surrendered but kept fighting? How many times you could have lost faith but chose to believe even without seeing? The universe saw all of that. The universe counted every time you fell and got back up. Every time you cried but dried your tears and kept going. Every time you wanted to give up but took a deep breath and took another step. And do you know what happens when the universe sees that persistence? When it sees that strength. When it sees that determination not to give up even when everything seems lost. It prepares a reward. It orchestrates a turnaround. It conspires to make everything change overnight. Because you deserve it. Because you've proven you're worthy. Because you've shown you have the strength to hold on to the blessings that are coming. Let me tell you a secret about how the universe works. It tests you before giving you great things. It puts you in difficult situations to see how you react. It allows you to go through deserts to see if you will keep the faith even without seeing an oasis. And you, my dear Aquarian, you passed the test. You endured the desert. You kept the faith. You continued to believe even when you had no concrete reason to believe. And now comes the reward. Now comes the harvest. Now comes the return on everything you planted with such persistence. But look at this interesting thing, the reward never comes the way you expect. It never comes through the paths you imagined. It always comes through doors you didn't even know existed. That's why it's so important to keep your mind open. Your heart receptive, your eyes attentive. Because blessings can arrive in totally unexpected ways. Could be that phone call you weren't expecting. That chance encounter that changes everything. That opportunity that arises out of nowhere. That person who shows up just when you need them. That money that comes in from a source you didn't plan for. That solution that emerges for a problem that seemed impossible. The universe is creative in the ways it rewards those who deserve it. And you deserve it, my friend. You deserve it so much. You know what else? The reward doesn't just come in material things. Comes in inner peace. Comes in mental clarity. It comes in genuine connections. Comes in opportunities for growth. It comes in doors that open for you to realize your dreams. It comes in people who come to add value to your life. It comes in synchronicities that show you're on the right path. It comes in confirmations that everything you've been through was worth it. And look how beautiful. Your persistence didn't just help you achieve things. It helped you become someone. It helped you develop a strong character. It helped you build unwavering faith. It helped you transform into a person who doesn't give up easily, who isn't shaken by any wind, who doesn't lose direction even in the storm. And this person you've become is the greatest prize. Because with this strength, with this faith, with this persistence, you can achieve anything. Aquarius, the universe is rewarding you not only for what you've done, but for who you've become by doing it. It's rewarding you not only for getting this far, but for how you got here. It's rewarding you not only for not giving up, but for maintaining your integrity, kindness, and light, even when it was dark. And this reward that's coming will be proportional to everything you've been through. It will be worthy of your entire journey. Ninth truth. You are being prepared to be a role model. My dear Aquarian, now I need to tell you something that might scare you a little, but it's true and you need to know. This whole process you're going through, this whole transformation, this whole preparation, isn't just for you to feel better. It's for you to become a role model. It's for you to become the person others will look to when they're going through what you've been through. It's for you to become the light that will guide other people who are in the dark. Think about it. Why do you think you had to go through so much? Why did you have to live through such difficult situations? Why did you have to face such great challenges? Because in the future, when someone comes to you with a similar problem, you'll be able to say, I've been through this. I know what it's like. I understand your pain. And more importantly, I know how to get out of this situation. Let me show you the way. You are being prepared to be a mentor, my dear Aquarian. You are being prepared to be a leader. You are being prepared to be an example. You are being prepared to be the person who will inspire others not to give up, who will show others that it is possible to overcome, who will prove to others that it is worthwhile to have faith. And to be all of that, you first needed to live all of that. No one can teach what they haven't learned. No one can guide you down a path they haven't walked. No one can console a pain they haven't felt. That's why the universe made you go through everything you went through. That's why it allowed you to experience losses, pain, challenges. Because you were being molded. You were being prepared. You were being trained for a mission much greater than simply living your life. And you know what's beautiful about that? You won't need to strive to be that role model. You won't need to pretend. You won't need to invent stories. You will simply live your truth. You will tell your story. You will share your learnings. And the right people will be drawn to you. They will recognize you as someone who can help them. They will seek you out as someone who has the wisdom they need. Aquarius has always been the sign of the humanitarian, the sign that cares about the collective, the sign that wants to make a difference in the world. And you, my friend, you will make a difference. But not in the way you imagined. Not necessarily through grand public gestures, but through your story, through your example, through the living proof that it is possible to overcome, it is possible to transform, it is possible to rise from the ashes. People will look at you and think, if he could do it, I can too. If he overcame all that, I can too. If he didn't give up, I won't give up either. And you will become a source of inspiration, a light in the darkness, a hope for those who have lost hope. And that, my dear Aquarian, that is a sacred mission. That is a divine purpose. That is what gives meaning to everything you have lived through. So when that urge comes to keep your story to yourself, to not share your struggles, to hide your scars, remember what I'm telling you. Your scars are your testimony. Your struggles are your credentials. Your overcoming is your authority. And the world needs to hear your story. The world needs to see your example. The world needs the light that was born from your darkness. 10th truth. The best part of your life begins now. Aquarius, we've arrived at the final truth, and perhaps this is the most important of all. After everything I've told you, after all these revelations, I need to tell you this. The best of your life isn't in the past. It hasn't been left behind. It didn't go away with everything you lost. The best of your life is beginning now. At this very moment. In this exact phase you're living through. I know it seems hard to believe when you look around and see emptiness. When you look at your life and see losses. When you look at your present and see no concrete signs of improvement. But it is precisely at that moment, at that turning point, at the end of a cycle, that the most incredible things begin to happen. It's always darkest before the dawn. It's always harder before victory. It's always more painful before the miracle. And you are exactly at that point right now. You are in that early morning before the most beautiful sunrise of your life. You are in that last moment of difficulty before the most spectacular turning point. You are in that final instant of darkness before the brightest light you have ever seen. And I need you to hold on tight. I need you not to give up now. I need you to keep the faith just a little longer. Because things are about to change, my dear Aquarian. They are about to transform in ways you can't even imagine. Those doors that were closed will begin to open. Those opportunities that weren't appearing will begin to arise. Those people you were waiting for will begin to arrive. That money that was blocked will begin to flow. That peace you've been searching for will begin to settle in. That happiness that seemed impossible will begin to manifest. And do you know why I'm so sure of this? Because I know the laws of the universe. Because I understand how energy works. Because I know that after the storm always comes the calm. After winter always comes spring. After night always comes day. And you've spent too much time in the storm, in winter, in the night. Now it's time for the calm, for spring, for day. Look at this powerful thing. Everything that was taken from you is being returned multiplied. Every loss is being transformed into gain. Every ending is revealing itself as a new beginning. Every door closing is being compensated with the opening of gates. Every person who left is being replaced by someone better. Every opportunity that didn't work out is being exchanged for something greater. Every disappointment is turning into a positive surprise. And best of all, you won't go through this alone. You will have divine support. You will have spiritual protection. You will have synchronicities guiding you. You will have intuition showing you the way. You will have the right people appearing at the right time. You will have opportunities arising at the exact moment. You will have everything conspiring in your favor. Because your time has come. Your season has arrived to reap what you have sown. Aquarius, the best part of your life is beginning now, not because external things will improve, but because you have changed. Because you have grown. Because you have evolved. Because you have transformed into someone capable of receiving, holding on to, and enjoying the blessings that are coming. You are no longer the person who started this journey. You are stronger, wiser, more prepared, more deserving. My dear Aquarian, we've reached the end of this video, but not the end of your journey. In fact, we're only at the beginning of a phase so beautiful, so powerful, so full of blessings that you will look back and be grateful for everything you've been through. You will be grateful for every loss because it brought greater gains. You will be grateful for every pain because it brought strength. You will be grateful for every tear because it watered the garden of your transformation. I want you to understand something very important. You are not losing anything. You never lost anything. What seemed like loss was actually liberation. What seemed like an end was actually renewal. What seemed like death was actually rebirth. And now, cleansed of what no longer served you, free from what held you back, light of what weighed you down, you are ready to fly higher than you ever have before. God, the universe, divine energy, is replacing everything in your life with greater versions, better versions, divine versions. And you deserve all of this. You deserve every blessing that is coming. You deserve every miracle that is being prepared. You deserve every gift that is being wrapped especially for you. Because you endured. Because you persevered. Because you kept the faith even when you had no reason to. Now I want to ask you some questions to reflect on. What are you going to do with all this transformation? How are you going to use all this strength you've developed? How are you going to share all this wisdom you've gained? Because all of this wasn't just for you. It was for you to spread. It was for you to multiply. It was for you to be a light for others who are in the dark. And if you've made it this far, if you've watched this entire video, if these words have deeply touched your heart, that's no coincidence. That's confirmation that you're on the right path, that you're aligned with your purpose, that you're ready to receive everything that's coming. And I want to ask you to do something for me, to do something for yourself, to do something for all the other Aquarians who need to hear this message. If you're not yet subscribed to this channel, subscribe now. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Because every week I bring messages like this, messages of hope, faith, and transformation. And you need these messages. You need these reminders that everything will be all right. You need these confirmations that you're on the right path. And leave a comment below telling us where you're watching from. Write your city, your country, so we can see how many Aquarians around the world are going through the same transformation. So you can see that you're not alone. That there are thousands of people experiencing similar processes. That there's a whole community here supporting each other, cheering each other on, celebrating each other's victories. And if these messages are truly making a difference in your life, if you feel that these videos always arrive at the right time with the right words, consider becoming a member of this channel. Consider supporting this work. Because each person who becomes a member helps us continue producing this content, reach more people, and bring this message of hope to more Aquarians who need to hear it. Your support makes all the difference. I want to tell you one last thing before I finish. You are stronger than you imagine. You are more capable than you believe. You are more powerful than you can see now. And everything you lost, everything that was taken from you is returning multiplied. It is being replaced by something so great, so beautiful, so perfect, that you will wonder why it took so long to arrive. And the answer will be, because you needed to be ready. And now you are. So lift your head, my dear Aquarian. Dry those tears. Take a deep breath. And get ready. Because the best is yet to come. Blessings are on their way. Miracles are being prepared. And you will experience such a beautiful, powerful divine transformation that it will inspire everyone around you. You will be living proof that God does not abandon His children, that the universe rewards those who persevere, that it is worthwhile to have faith even when you cannot see the path. I believe in you. The universe believes in you. And most importantly, the time has come for you to believe in yourself. A hug as big as the sky to your heart. Until the next video. And remember, you're not missing anything. God is replacing everything with something greater.